globalization. We have Ajit Mishra also joining us. Ajit, your thoughts in on how are the markets expected to open today? Are you optimistic? Are you ambivalent? How are you feeling this morning?
Good morning. So yes, we are seeing that market in the last four trading session has shown some strength. Means we have recouped some of its losses that market have observed of late. So, but yes, since we are closer to the resistance areas when it comes to the index, there could be a bit of a jittery, and plus the volatility is still high. We expect a volatile session for sure, but by the end of the day, probably we can see market resuming the direction. But as of now, I feel the upside seems capped, considering that we have already seen a decent run up, in run up to the budget. So there could be limited upside, but stock specific move can continue. Means yesterday we saw that some of these capital good name, defense, railways, they all were buzzing. So selectively stock picking is something that one should continue with in a market like this.
Ajit, hi, Nandita also joining in. How would you really look at banking stocks? Because we also have an RBI policy coming up next week. How would you be positioned in some of the PSU banks now? Because they have seen a fair bit of correction, and then after that we've also seen some bit of a rebound coming in. How are you positioned, private versus PSU? What would your pick be right now?
The rebound, some of these PSUs name. In fact, the banking sector, altogether has been outperforming the index, and we expect this outperformance to continue. Specifically, after the ICICI Bank numbers, we are seeing that across the banking pack and plus the liquidity measures that RBI have announced of late, all these things are turning positive for the banking and financial basket. PSU particularly, we expect selective, buying, considering that it's largely because we are in the middle of the earnings season also, and market is focusing more on those numbers instead of any other data or event to unfold. So as of now, selective stock picking like stock like Canara Bank, Indian Bank, SBI, they are comparatively positioned better within the PSU pack.
Renewables will be another pocket that will be in focus, right? Stocks like Tata Power, JSW Energy, NTPC Renewable, which is a recent listing, of course, Suzlon, Torrent Power. Would you be focusing in on these stocks, or would you be focusing in on capex stocks like L&T? What are the areas you'd be looking out for when it comes to stock picking?
Right. So within the capital goods space, yes. If you have noticed, Ananta, that in the recent past we have not seen any major participation. In fact, usually we see a buzz or a buying interest most of these capital goods names. But of late we have started seeing some traction. So NCC, L&T, these are some of the names in the capital good basket wherein we are seeing infra play doing well. Apart from that, stock from the renewable and the other related baskets, we are seeing selective participation. So largely, it's basically market is reacting more to the earnings as of now. And since we have seen decent correction across the board, selective participation can definitely be seen. Means Tata Power, we have seen decent rebound, and we expect this rebound to further extend. So yes, selective stock picking can be done within this space as well.
Ajit, then he's still here with us. Ajit, thoughts on real estate? This index has seen quite a bit of a correction, on a YTD basis as well, 18-20% kind of a correction. Any expectations in terms of push on housing, PMAY schemes, anything that could be meaningful for the real estate pack?
So in fact, Nandita, in the recent run-up that we had in the realty pack, it was largely led by the bigger players wherein they operate in the luxury segment. And in this rebound that we are experiencing in state at present also, we are largely seeing that pocket is, currently witnessing decent amount of recovery or traction. So I feel that yes, there could be steps around affordable housings, which has been continuing for quite some time. But when it comes to the stock positioning, largely the bigger names they are better placed. Means stock like DLF, Oberoi Realty, Godrej Property. these are the stocks basically which are participating at present. So selectively in the other spaces also one can look at, but largely when it comes to the short to medium term approach, these stocks are something that one should favor.
Okay, I want to come to